Dickinson for the point. Back to better through the block and down. Field goal. Back to pass. He'll look to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Tuesday evening to you. That's EDC Boys Soccer here tonight on your live event. Chase Miller with you alongside with Reggie Funk on this very warm Tuesday. Kind of feels like maybe the last summer part of the sun that's coming through in the 80s and even somewhere in the Red River Valley in the 90s. But tonight's game is senior night on the home squad for the Fargo South Bruins with a mark of 2 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie on the year, going up against a squad in Fargo Davies that has yet to put one in the loss column. 12-0-2 on the season. Fargo Davies has already clinched the number 1 seed in the EDC. Fargo South, this will be their final game of the regular season before they get to the next year and take a look ahead on some of the players that they do have coming up throughout the game, though. We'll kind of honor some of the senior athletes here for the Fargo South Bruins playing in their final game in that gold and brown uniform, while on the opposite side for Fargo Davies, this is their last tune-up, their final match before they get ready for the state tournament, which will take place October the 7th in Jamestown as part of the quarterfinals. Still to come on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll take a look at the WDA tournament, which got underway earlier today with Jamestown and Williston in a play-in match alongside with Dickinson and Mandan. You have Minot High and Bismarck High in the WDA championship. They'll be the 1 and 2 seed. We'll take a look at the state tournament pairings and what it looks like for your particular club. Fargo Davies will play at 4:30 on October the 7th at Jamestown High School against the number 4 team from the West. And we'll take a look at a little bit more of the starting lineups as well. It's the Irie Insurance pregame show here on this warm but feels pretty nice for the end of September. Tuesday night, it's the final game of the regular season. 4 games in action in the EDC tonight. Grand Forks Central at West Fargo. West Fargo needs to win that match to have a chance to make the state tournament. If they lose, their season comes to a close for the West Fargo Packers. You have West Fargo, Cheyenne at Red River, and both of those teams have already made the state tournament from the east. Red River will be the 2, Cheyenne will be the 3. Then you have Fargo North at Shanley tonight. If Shanley or North wins, they are automatically in. Shanley and North tied at 2 apiece earlier this season on September the 7th, so neither squad holds the head-to-head. So if Shanley and North tie, though, West Fargo, they would slip past the Spartans and the Deacons, and they would earn the number 4 seed from the East. So the Packer fans, they're hoping for a draw at Sid-Cichy Stadium. If you're Fargo, Shanley, or Fargo North, it's simple. If they take care of business tonight, if you're the Deacons or the Spartans, you're going to be the number 4 seed entering the state tournament in October in Jamestown. That's a little look ahead on our Irie Insurance pregame show. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into the state tournament, take a look at the pairings and also what's going on across the WDA tonight and into the weekend as well. It's Fargo South and Fargo Davies tonight in EDC Boys Soccer, the regular season finale from Fargo South High School here on your live event.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with Your Live Event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
As we come back here on our Irie Insurance pregame show, let's take a look at the WDA out west in terms of what their postseason bracket looks like. Once we get some finals in, we'll pass them along here on your live event as well as part of the WDA soccer tournament. Playing games today that started earlier in the 5 o'clock hour. Mandan at number 6 seed Dickinson. Then you had the number 8 seed Williston at number 5 seed Jamestown. That one got underway at 5:30. The winner of Dickinson and Mandan will play the number 3 seed Bismarck Century in a play into the state tournament game. And then the number 4 seed Bismarck Legacy will take on the winner of Jamestown and Williston to try to make the state tournament, with the highest seed being the 3. The lowest seed will be the 4. The WDA championship will feature Minot High and Bismarck. The winner of that WDA championship will be the number 1 seed from the west, with the loser being the number 2 seed from the east. Jamestown High School again will host the state tournament on October the 7th at noon. Minot High or Bismarck will go up against either North Shanley or West Fargo. Red River, the number 2 seed from the east at 2:15 on October the 7th, will go up against the 3 seed from the west. Fargo Davies, the number 1 seed from the east at 4:30, will go up against the number 4 seed from the west. And at 6:45, it's number 2 seed Minot or Bismarck going up against the number 3 seed West Fargo Cheyenne. We'll continue on our West Fargo, our Irie Insurance pregame show after this between Davies and South tonight on your live event.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Going to EDCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsboro, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
As we come back here, as our Irie Insurance pregame show has concluded tonight from Fargo South High School, just moments away as we get you set for the opening play here tonight in EDC boys soccer between Fargo Davies and the Fargo South Bruins. Earlier this year, Fargo Davies won against Fargo South at home on September the 7th. 3 weeks from the date, 3-0 was the final in that contest. Fargo Davies, you take a look at what they've done so far this season. They've outscored their opposition 36-10 so far this year, but in the last couple of matches, Davies has given up 5 goals in the last 3 matches. Put that in comparison, the first 11, they only gave up 5 goals in their first 11 matches, so teams are starting to find the back of the net a little bit more here against the Eagles, where Davies won 2-1 at West Fargo on the 18th, drew with Red River on the 21st 2-2, and beat Fargo Shanley at home on the 23rd 3-2, the final in that one. For the Fargo South Bruins, 2-10-1 so far in the season. South has lost 7 straight games. They've been outscored 20-0 during that time here for Fargo South. Last time South won or scored a goal came on September the 2nd at home against Fargo North. That game was at 5 o'clock. Heavy downpour, heavy rain. They were able to play through it, and Fargo South took a couple of goals from the junior midfielder and Charlie Larson, the forward, actually able to get a couple of goals in that game, in that one against Fargo North, in which the Bruins won 2-1. Last up for the Bruins, they lost at North back on Thursday by a final of 2-0. Again, last regular season game of the season for the Bruins, and the final match of the 2021 regular season in the EDC for Fargo Davies up next. October the 7th, as they will wait to find out who the number 4 seed from the West will be. Davies will play at 4:30, the third game in the state quarterfinals upcoming from Jamestown High School on October the 7th. That does it as we get ready to get things underway here for boys soccer on this very warm, muggy, maybe feels like summer one more time, as not too far away this Friday night for Friday Night Lights and football will be the first day of October. As the officials have checked the nets, they come up, they give both sides a thumbs up as we get this one underway right at 7 o'clock, right on the button. You couldn't have timed this any better for either opposition. In high school boys soccer, 2 40-minute halves with a running clock. There is no stoppage time. If we were to get to overtime, that only applies once you get to the postseason in North Dakota High School Activities Association soccer. For Fargo Davies looking to the middle, Fargo South able to take that one away for a moment, and coming out of the goaltender there for Fargo Davies. For Fargo South is Coleman, the junior goaltender here. Right-footed end-over-end kick. It's going to come down, and for Fargo Davies, try to corral this one. For Fargo South, McGill up front on this senior night. He was part of that senior party alongside with Jock, who handled the ball for a moment. They try to get that through ball up, and we're going to get a little touch foul here, as this one will go on the Fargo South Bruins, and Fargo Davies will handle the free kick. We'll continue to keep you comprised of games going across the EDC again tonight. The biggest one out of 4, because it has all the implications at Sid Cichy Stadium, Fargo North and Fargo Shanley. The scheduling gods put that game together, as the winner will advance to the state tournament. The loser season is done, and if they draw or tie, and then you got to kind of find out what the tiebreaker is a little bit farther, pending on the outcome of West Fargo and Grand Forks Central. That game matters. If Grand Forks Central wins against West Fargo, they would automatically eliminate the Packers from postseason contention. On the opposite side, if West Fargo wins, they would need then a Shanley and North draw to slip in as that 4 seed to the state tournament. So there's still some things to figure out. The 1 seed, again, is the team that's playing here tonight against Fargo South and Fargo Davies. The 2 seed is Grand Forks Red River, with the number 3 seed being West Fargo Cheyenne, the Mustangs. And a little note on the history between these two clubs. Davies, they've advanced this state tournament now 5 consecutive years. They have 7 state tournament appearances since 2011, when they first opened up, again, Fargo Davies High School over a decade ago. The Eagles right now handling on the far side, trying to get there. On the opposite side is the Bruins playing a little defense. Here comes the throw into the box. That one gets to the end line, across the way, but they're going to say it is a goal kick here, as that one came out of play. And Fargo South will line this one up for the goal kick. Fargo Davies, again, 3-time state runner-up, 2019, 2018, and 2017. They have yet to win a state championship in their very young program in school history. Fargo Davies, they're able to get this one down as that comes with Lawrence. Lawrence then crosses into the box. Here comes a header. Good header on the way by Fargo Davies and Charlie Metzger. Able to come down and get that one on goal, but a better job from the Bruin goaltender there in Coleman. The junior saw it all the way, able to corral that one, and now kicks into a little bit of a wind here as we're about 3.5 minutes into this first half of play in a scoreless first half. Nunez, the goaltender for Fargo Davies, has yet to be challenged tonight as he gets his first touch. This one a line drive kick up the near side. Bringing that one down for the Eagles for a moment was Metzger. Now Fargo Davies up the left to right. Munkin DC handles it for a second. Good close then by Dawson Rye here for the Bruins. Now Gavin Griggs. Griggs tries to get that through ball. As the other Rye able to get that one across. Pritchard there. This one comes to the middle and Metzger. Back up top to Hadanovic. Hadanovic, only a freshman midfielder. Part of 3 freshmen here on the varsity roster for Coach Ian Costello for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Logan Hammer, a junior defenseman in the back, just takes it across, applying some pressures. McGill up top here for Fargo South. You have him and Charlie Larson. Larson scored the 2 goals for the Bruins. Last time they were able to hit the back of the net in the early part of September against the Fargo North Spartans. This one will go out for another goal kick here for the Bruins. Fargo South, you look at their history last year, just a 2-8-4 campaign. They do have 6 titles, which is a state record for the Bruins. Century and Bismarck High each have 5, and 23 state tournament appearances for Fargo South all time, with titles in 1998, 99, 2000, 01, 04, and their last one in 2009. Since 1995, when high school soccer was sanctioned in the state of North Dakota, Fargo South has only missed the state tournament this year, last year, 2014 and 2010. Model of consistency, and then you start adding another high school. Speaking of adding a goal here potentially is Fargo Davies, as good defense on the backhand side by Drew Shambaugh, the junior midfielder, able to get back, and just kind of running out of real estate there was the Eagles. But you take a look again, Fargo Davies split off with Fargo South over a decade ago. West Fargo goes from the Packers to West Fargo, Cheyenne, and now the Horace Hawks will be in a program down the line. So the growth of the Fargo Moorhead Metro will just add another team. And for boys soccer, instead of having 8 programs, you'll add a 9th moving forward. For Bismarck High, they added a legacy. We've seen a new high school for Bismarck St. Mary's. Here comes a through ball, nicely defended by Fargo South. Right now, Fargo Davies with Pritchard in the middle, leaves it off the far side. 33 minutes and 50 seconds left to play here in a scoreless first half. A couple of opportunities for Fargo Davies, like the goaltender there, and Coleman has been able to track them all down for Fargo South. On the opposite side, Nunez just kind of hanging out about 5-10 yards in front of the 18-yard box here, waiting to see if there might be a chance by Fargo South. Neither team early has had a corner. Neither team either with a yellow or red card in the opening minutes. Fargo South with this one. That's Sam Larson. Larson trying to get there. This one goes back to the goaltender and Coleman. Coleman will just kick it out, and that will be, you mentioned about corners, that'll be the first corner of the night for Fargo Davies. As the Eagles will come on to the far side of the field, and they'll just kick it short. As this one comes in the box and kicked down, as Fargo Davies with Hadanovic was able to put that one in. And we'll see if Fargo South is able to defend another short one. This one comes across and it goes through the uprights. Would be a field goal in football, but that one just goes out of play. It'll be a goal kick. That one by Gavin Griggs on top of the box. Fargo Davies, instead of taking the long in terms of the corner and trying to just get it in, they went short, and something from a little strategy standpoint. Fargo South heading that one onto center play. McGill is there. Now here comes the Bruins trying to get something cooking on the counter. But Fargo Davies quickly working with it. The other side is Charlie Metzger. Good job by the Bruins in the back by Rye to bring it back. And now Fargo South will handle it up the far side of the field. See if the Bruins can handle some possession here with Gage Zimmerman, and then it goes right back to Fargo Davies. Eagles set to throw this one in as we have the summertime, or now I so say technically in calendar, the fall sky turning in the back, and the lights are coming on here at Fargo South High School. As the Eagles, if you look at possession, they have owned it so far here in the opening 8 minutes play. Gavin Griggs lost it for a moment. Rise there on the coverage. This one is going to be with Metzger. Then Metzger loses it. This one goes to McGill on the counter the other way. Back to near side here for Fargo South. Charlie Larson. Larson going to test Nunez. One hopper. Nunez is there. First shot on goal for Fargo South. And Nunez able to get that one. And Larson put the left-footed boot into that. Just trying to see, Nunez was playing out. Just trying to see if he can maybe catch him on a back pedal. And Fargo South gets their first shot on goal. But quickly before you can blink, Fargo Davies working with it the other way. Mukandisi applying the pressure. Mukandisi with the cross. Great save by Coleman. It's still in the goalkeeper box and cleared away. Fargo Davies just a team again with the composure of squad on this season. And EDC standings 35 points with a mark of 11 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. One of those ties just came not too far ago against Grand Forks Red River last week in Grand Forks against the Rough Riders in a game that was tied at 2 apiece. So for Fargo South right now, just really trying to clamping down on the defensive side and then take advantage on the counter. We'll see if they can get Larson. Again, Larson's the guy that knows what to do with the soccer ball once he gets it on his shoe one way or another. For Fargo Davies, though, they'll just try to continue to bring some pressure and see if they can finally crack, or when they can crack, the Fargo South defense. This one goes all the way back to Nunez. 10 minutes into this contest. A game that started right at 7 o'clock here tonight, still scoreless. EDC regular season finale. Larson crosses it in. This one goes to the box and easily headed away, but Fargo South will earn the corner after Weiswinger was there to head that one away. So first corner of the night for the Fargo South Bruins. Now 1 apiece for Fargo Davies and Fargo South. As we'll see who comes on for the Bruins to put this one back in. We'll see if Fargo South doesn't look like they're going to go short on this one as Zimmerman puts this one in. This one headed at the box, still free, comes down, and that one going to get ricocheted off and out of play. Will have a goal kick. Jock was there and just saw that one kind of like in football, a double thud when you're going to punt the football, and a guy comes up the middle from the long snapper and gets there. Nunez with a quick goal kick as he keeps it short. Fargo Davies wants to keep the possession. Charlie Metzger, a little give action to Pritchard. Pritchard in the midfield has a deep through ball here. Fargo South easily able to chase that one down there. Gabricius able to get there and just kick that one away. But Fargo Davies, they can come at you in a number of different ways. Again, Hadanovich, the midfielder. You have Sam Say, Mukandisi guys, Pritchard, Beiswinger, a couple of guys that they know what to kind of do with the soccer ball once they're able to get there. Fargo South here tonight will try to earn the win against Fargo Davies on senior night, where they honored earlier before the game started the athletes and alongside the managers that are seniors here for the Fargo South Bruins. Here comes a kick and a nice save on the way by Coleman. That kick at the top of the box from Fargo Davies going to the upper corner, but Coleman was able to read that one. Gavin Griggs was the man to try to keep that. Here comes Larson trying to keep it as it goes to Fargo Davies with Charlie Metzger. This one going to get thrown up the other side, and official and Connor Dunn, one of the 3-man crew here tonight, calls it out of bounds and says it goes back to the team clad in gold in Fargo South. As the Bruins on the touchline will throw it in. This one headed up by Fargo South. Goes all the way back to the Eagles there and Gavin Griggs. This one kicked up for a second to Metzger. Metzger getting hounded for a moment, then Larson handles it, and here comes the Bruins on the attack with some numbers. A 4-on-3 if they go quickly. Fargo South with the dribbling there is Jock, and they look to Larson. Larson just outside the box to Jock with a low cross hit, and Fargo Davies able to handle that with Byswinger. Now Davies will go on the counter the other way. You have 5 Eagles against 6 Bruins right now on the rush. Lawrence in the middle, a little give-and-go action. Lawrenson looking for the through. There, though, Fargo Davies, Shambaugh for the Bruins. Davies, though, regains possession right at midfield. This one back up top, Hadanovic. Lost it for a moment. And then that one is coming down, takes a little bit of a hop off the turf, and the Eagles will handle it. This game's starting to open up a little bit in the last couple minutes. Back and forth action. Fargo South had to kind of hang in a bunker in the opening 10 minutes of play and go up against this blitzkrieg of Fargo Davies where they were just continuing putting some pressure on the ball, but now the Bruins kind of finding their rhythm and their routine a little bit right now. 14 minutes into this contest, still scoreless in boys soccer. Miguel up top working hard, trying to earn the possession as this one goes all the way back to Nunez. For Fargo Davies, we mentioned for their head coach and Ian, just kind of the old adage of if you're a really good team, you have a lot of players at different levels of soccer, whether it's the back end on the defensive side, the goaltender in Nunez, who's a junior goalie, or the guys up front at the forward or midfield position, kind of an embarrassment of riches. And we'll see how he continues to run this game. As we've seen throughout the year, Fargo Davies not afraid to really go to the bench and sub and give some guys a 5-6 minute break and them back on. This one comes down. Looking for Larson, battling with it. No, with it, it's going to be Charlie for the Bruins. Larson comes up atop the box, putting a little dribble. Fargo Davies, though, with a double team there, and Logan Hammer with a defense, and then Larson kicks that one out of play. 25-15 left to play in our opening half, and our halftime show. We'll take a look if we get some finals coming in from the WDA and those play-in matches, and also keep you apprised of Fargo North and Fargo Shanley here tonight in EDC boys soccer. This one going to be headed down. The Bruins will handle it. Dustin Rye, the junior defenseman, for a moment. Then Fargo Davies back with Mukandisi. This one comes down. Fargo Davies up the far side. This one gets through. Good job running with that as Dawson Rye leaves it all the way back to the goaltender of Coleman, and Coleman just gives it a kick up the field. Headed on for a moment, looking for McGill at center field. As now bringing it back down to his Byswinger as Davies will look to work it around on the back end. Fargo Davies, a team that, again, early on this season, tough to score against, and in 14 matches this year, just 10 goals by their opposition that they have given up. But in recent games, 2 against Shanley, 2 against Red River, and 1 against West Fargo. So we have seen Eagles defense a little bit, give up a couple of goals late. Here comes a deep cross across the way for Fargo Davies. That's Metzger, but Metzger is offside, and it'll go back to Fargo South. Looking for that deep cross from one side of the soccer field to the other. 23:45 left to play in this first half. For the Fargo South Bruins, a club that, again, it's been a while since they put one in the back of the net. September the 2nd against Fargo North in a game that, while a lot of precipitation came down, we'll just put it that way, if it was not on the turf, that game would have not been able to play. And you kind of go through the Fargo Metro in recent years. Moorhead, the Spuds with turf. You look at Fargo Shanley, the first team in the Metro with turf. Both West Fargo and now Cheyenne and Horace High School has turf. Davies just got turf, the last of the Fargo public schools to get that, with Fargo North and Fargo South. So able to not just play soccer but get some softball matches depending on what the spring looks like. Also, you get a lot of Phi Ed classes and a host of other teams from across the region able to use this throughout the year. Getting back to Nunez now after Gavin Grids takes that ball away from Charlie Larson. Nunez, and with the low line drive kick, this one hits the back right of Lawrence, and Lawrence will continue to have this on the dribble. See if he can find a through ball coming up. This one comes down to the near side with Metzger. Metzger with it, holds it up for a second, finds a teammate there in Hadanovic. Adanovich back to Metzger, back to Adanovich on the give and go. Adanovich on the far side gets the cross in low. This one missed, but here comes a block and a goal then. Coleman was able to get this stick, but not before the Eagles are able to strike with 22:20 left to play here in the first half for Fargo Davies. As the Eagles able to score at Mukandisi. Mukandisi gets the opening goal of the night for Fargo Davies at the 2:20 mark, makes it 1-0 Eagles. And the cross was perfect by Adanovich. You want to put it into a very dangerous place. Coleman able to get the first save, but not off the ricochet, where Mukandisi is able to get the goal with the 2:20 mark left to play in the first half. And Coleman makes like a SportsCenter highlight top 10 save, but then Mukandisi is right there in the box, in the goalkeeper's box, to get that goal home. And Fargo Davies, as they've done against any team they've really played throughout the season, that has been one of those things where they've been able to play ahead, and then all of a sudden they really just continue to control the tempo and the pace and the possession of a game where you have to chase here in soccer. This one gets headed through. Fargo Davies, for a second, able to get there as that goes off the ricochet of Smith, the junior midfielder. For Fargo South, a program that, again, look back into history, what they've been able to do at this particular venue when it comes to boys soccer or high school football. A lot of wins, a lot of state championships throughout the years. But right now, Fargo Davies last couple seasons when it comes to boys soccer, flexing their muscle a little bit here in this series. Gavin Griggs is set to throw this one in as we have reached nearly the midway point here of half number one. Fargo Davies with a 1-0 advantage here in the first half after that Mukandisi goal. And coming on to throw this one in will be Charlie Metzger here for the Eagles. Metzger gives it back as the Eagles will handle it there with Gavin Griggs. And kicks it one more time all the way back to Logan Hammer. Hammer works around the far side. Fargo South starts to put some pressure on up top, particularly there with the forwards. This one comes back with Griggs. Now the middle here for the Eagles and Pritchard. Pritchard with some real estate in front of him, leaves it to the middle, and Smith. Smith to the far side as the Eagles will handle it there with Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence on a give and go. Fargo South able to see that. The Bruins trying to get the ball back here. McGill up top. This one going to almost get through, or does it? It does. The Eagles now with another opportunity. This one comes through. Can they get a shot off for the Eagles? Unable to, as Pritchard was just looking for a little daylight, but the Bruins suffocate him back at that goal box. And then they just can't get anything going there with Jock on the counter. Fargo Davies again in the opening 20 minutes of play. They probably had possession for about 17 of those minutes and really put some more pressure here on the Fargo South Bruins, particularly the goaltender there of Coleman. Coleman's had himself really a nice game. He's seen a header come in. He's been able to block one or two shots. Just the one lone goal again. He saved the first one, but not the second one. And Adanovich on the cross put it on a very dangerous play about right at top of the goal box at the 6 yards, where Coleman had to make a decision, either stay in goal or try to go out for it. He stayed in goal, worked out well, but then off the ricochet, Mukandisi was able to put that one in the back of the net for Fargo Davies if you're just joining us, and that happened at the 22:20 mark in the first half. The Eagles now this season have outscored their opposition 37-10 in this game. They have given up less than a goal per game. Well, on the offensive side for Fargo Davies, just about averaging 3 goals per for what they've been able to do from the goal-scoring position. Nunez with it in the back, leaves it up the far side right in front of the Fargo Davies bench. As the Bruins almost, and this time they will handle it for a second as they leave it up the near side to Larson. Larson kicks it back to the right wing. That goes to Rye. Rye looking back for Larson. Larson with it there, trying to dribble around Metzger. Rye handles it at midfield, then loses it, and Fargo Davies now will go the other way with Lawrence. Lawrence leaves it on the backhand side as Fargo South has done a pretty nice job tonight for the most part of keeping that soccer ball in front of them and forcing the Eagles to try to maneuver, find something in the middle as they're trying here. Here comes a deep one up the far side, and That looks like Say. Say comes in here for the Eagles, but going to get tracked down. That one will go as a goal kick here for Fargo South. We've seen one corner tonight by both teams. Have yet to see a yellow or a red card. One goal in this contest. Fargo Davies with the advantage, 1-0 here in this first half of play. Reminder, you can check out your live event for upcoming high school volleyball and high school football for the rest of the fall. As again, this will be our final boys soccer match on your live event here in 2021. Fargo South goes up against Fargo Davies, and girls volleyball. We'll have that contest for you Thursday night from Davies High School. And then Friday night we have a dandy as we'll travel to the capital city. Bismarck Century and high school football squares off with Fargo Shanley. That game will be at 6:30 from the Community Bowl out in Bismarck. So those are just a couple of games to check out. Again, yourliveevent.com for the complete schedule. And then search Your Live Event for social media highlights and videos on Twitter and Facebook as well. Chase Miller with you here alongside with Reggie Funk, as Fargo Davies looking for that through ball, and Coleman again continues to be a busy goaltender here on the north side of the field at Fargo South High. Coleman with the kick. That one high into the air. Comes down like an elevator shaft, and for Fargo Davies, they'll continue to win the possession. And any of those 50-50 balls where there's just a bounce down from whether it's a goal kick like we're going to see from Nunez here, or just maybe an errant pass. It just seems like the Eagles have been able to pounce on that more times than not here tonight, as we do have another officials timeout. And fans, just a reminder, the Fargo South Booster Club, they want to let you know to check them out if you want to become a member today. For some more information, the Bruin Booster Club supports the students' ability to participate in South High School activities while promoting school spirit and encouraging parent and community support for the Fargo South Bruins. For more information, search Fargo South High School online, and then you're going to be able to see the activities tab, and from there you'll see the Booster Club. So again, search Fargo South High School online, click on activities, and search the Booster Club to be either get some more information or to become a Bruin Booster Club member later today. Fargo South right now trailing by 1, EDC Boys Soccer on your live event. And this one goes all the way back to the opposite side as Fargo Davies up the far sideline here. This one comes down through the middle. The Eagles will handle it for a second. Then Muir will come in for Fargo South. This one gets taken down. Trying to get through a double team was the Bruins there. Philemon, but it goes back to the Eagles. Fargo Davies on the outside, getting right in front of the Bruin bench. That one will go out of play, last touched off of Fargo South. And check that, they'll say last touch off Fargo Davies. So Fargo South will handle the throw as they have to go all the way across the track and field. The Orvik track, and then get this one ready to throw. This through the middle right now comes to the near side here for Fargo South. The Bruins looking up. Here's just a nice little pass to Jock, but Fargo Davies is there on the defense with Hammer. Hammer guiding some directions, pointing as Mustafa Aboud will come in for the first time here tonight. Fargo South quickly regains possession for a moment. Now it goes to Larson. Larson up the near side, puts on the dribbling moves, leaves it behind to Jock. Jock now comes to the middle, but Fargo Davies able to read that one all the way. And then Fargo South very fortunate with Zimmerman on the back end line to get that ball. If he is unable to get that, Fargo Davies might have a little bit of a break going to the north goal. Currently in this contest, Fargo Davies outshot Fargo South. They have that 1-0 lead thanks to Mook and DC, both teams with one corner apiece. So how about the opening 10 minutes where Fargo South really had to batten down the hatchets defensively. They've really only been able to get something brewing on Nunez on the counter. The Bruins for a couple minutes kind of held possession, but since that 23-24 minute mark after Mook and DC has scored, the Eagles are continuing to add on the pressure. Here's a cross through, this one up, and Coleman able to come back with that one. Good job by Zimmerman. Got enough of that soccer ball to slow it up, hit it up in the air, and Coleman able to come back. So good play by the defenseman, better communication, and Coleman able to take a chance away from Fargo Davies. What we've seen from the Eagles here tonight, not so much going through the middle of that Bruin defense, but more the outside and trying to get that cross working. Well, now they're going to go through the middle as they handle it on the turnover here. This one up the far side for the Eagles was Zay Victor, the sophomore forward. But then Fargo South now with Larson. Larson with the cross. This one gets headed down and back to the Eagles at midfield for a moment. Fargo South will head that one down, and now it's going to be with Hadanovich. Fargo South, good job on the back end again by the Bruins. Shambaugh, back end been tested here tonight numerous times in this first half. We got 12 minutes left to play here in the first half. Fargo Davies with a 1-goal advantage as we have an official's whistle here on the foul. And the Bruins will handle the free kick. And here it comes. A line drive rocket at the top of the box, headed down. Rye will handle it now for Fargo South. Leaves it to the middle. Bruins with a little chip up. Nice placement as this one comes down, trying to back his defender down there is Muir. Here comes a goal across on the shot, and we'll have that one go wide, and an opportunity here for Fargo Davies to come on with the substitution. On our halftime show again, we'll give you some finals or give you updates from what we've seen across high school soccer tonight. The WDA regular season officially done out west. The postseason has begun. What we know is Minot High and Bismarck will be the 1 and 2 seeds respectively. It's just a matter of who's 1, who's 2. Minot High has been like Fargo Davies this year out in the WDA, a team that's hard to beat, scores a lot of goals. Bismarck High earned the number 2 seed in a spot to the state tournament. And then we have some play-in matches tonight and alongside on Saturday afternoon. In the East, it's all regular season. There's no postseason tournament until you get to state. The 1 seed Fargo Davies, 2 seed is Grand Forks Red River, with the 3 seed being West Fargo Cheyenne. Northwest Fargo and Shanley all battling it out for that final spot in the EDC here tonight. This one gets headed not once but twice by Fargo South. Then Hammer just kicks that one up the other side. Zimmerman able to get back and gives it to Coleman now for the Bruins. As the nighttime sky, we still see a little bit of that sunset that goes out to the west, getting a little bit darker and darker every day. Currently 7:30, game that's 30 minutes in. Fargo Davies trying to get that through ball across. Mustafa's there, but they're going to say he's offsides. And Fargo Davies has had that a couple times here tonight via the offside penalty. That one is going to be their 3rd of the contest. And on the next dead ball, Fargo Davies will not have 1, not 2, but 3 substitutions of players checking into this contest or back in. This one gets headed down. Fargo Davies now with Smith up the far side as that one goes out of bounds at the Fargo South bench. And the Bruins will have it here on the throw. This one comes down. Bruins able to kick that one up for a moment. Eagles able to recover as they'll handle it in the middle with Hadanovich. Hadanovich goes to the outside. Now back to Hadanovich here for Fargo Davies. Hadanovich looking to the right-hand side. Mustafa Abode again with it. And then Mustafa able to get it right back from Rye. Here comes across as a low one, and clearing that out of trouble was Dawson Rye here for Fargo South. And the Eagles will make 3 substitutions. Fargo South will make 1. It's this make it the 3rd corner of the game for the Eagles. 8:48 left to play here in this first half as Fargo Davies will come on to kick this one. We've seen 2 crosses so far on the corner by the Eagles go short. This time they go long. That's going to be headed out of trouble by Fargo South. As that one goes out of the box, Fargo Davies continues with the possession on the far side with Gavin Griggs. Griggs then loses it, and now Fargo South will try something on the counter. Larson trying to get there for a moment, but it gets kicked all the way back to the aforementioned Griggs, the defenseman here for the Eagles. Nunez Tease this one down. A boat is there to the far side. The Eagles right now will handle it with Pang. Rick checks in, a sophomore midfielder here for Fargo Davies. This one comes all the way back to Hammer. Hammer at the defensive spot. Under 8 minutes to play here in this first half. Fargo Davies with that 1-0 lead by Mukandisi at the 22-20 mark in the first half of play. Eagles trying to get that second one late here as Coleman will come out of his goal and retrieve this one for the Bruins. Coleman comes back and end over end boot. That comes down for a second. Fargo South kicks it up the other side of the field here. And Nunez able to come back. The last kick there by Sam Larson, the junior midfielder for Fargo Davies. As this one gets down, Rye is there. Rye now leaves it to the middle. Fargo South trying to get there is going to be Larson. Charlie gets it right back, and now Larson hands it in a dangerous position, gets a cross off. There was a little bit of contact, and we will have the official come out here. The contact from Fargo Davies and Gavin Griggs. And now we're going to get a chance for Fargo South from where that foul occurred. Will be just outside the box, so about 19 yards from the goal, and Fargo South will have it on a free kick. Sam Larson will come on and do the honors here. Nunez directing traffic at the goal. 6:25 left to play in this first half. Fargo South with a chance to tie this one up. They just have one man in front of the wall. Larson's with the kick, chipped in. That one headed away from danger by Hammer. And now Fargo Davies will handle it the other way with Griggs. Griggs with Larson. Larson, a little push and able to get the ball off for a moment, but before it's retained again by Mustafa. Fargo South right now just looking to own possession for a couple of minutes here and put Fargo Davies more on the defensive, as they've been the team kind of backpedaling a little bit throughout this first half against this very quality and the number one team in the EDC and the Fargo Davies Eagles. Fargo Davies, you look at their schedule this year, it's squads against Fargo, Grand Forks. They played a little bit there. Haven't seen too much in East-West crossover games here for the Eagles this season, and something you don't see too much in soccer. Maybe the first game or two you might get that teams from Bismarck or Minot will kind of come across the state and play 2 games on a weekend, or squads from Fargo will go out to Bismarck and play a Legacy and Bismarck High as an example. But you don't get to see too many non-conference games as a double round robin here in the EDC and the WDA4 formats. High school soccer, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. If you lose, you get nothing. And Fargo Davies this year in the EDC with 35 points. Fargo South currently with 7, 2 wins and 1 draw in the year here for the Bruins. This one on the back, under 5 minutes to play here in half number 1. Fargo Davies with the advantage. The Eagles are looking to add a second one on here. This one goes up to Hadanovic. Hadanovic up the near side, looking to try to cross this one in. Here comes the cross, and easily collected by the goaltender there in Coleman. We mentioned Coleman with a very busy night here for Fargo South already in this first half of play. And as he kicks it back into the field of play, takes a high bounce off the Bruin paw at midfield. This one going to get headed up for a second. Now McGill is there. McGill up the far side. That one will go out to Fargo Davies. The Eagles set to make another substitution here in a moment. Into the game for the first time is Kane Billups, the senior defenseman. As Billups is playing a little bit up here for the Eagles. And Coleman comes back on to kick this one away. Take a look at the season again. It started on August the 17th for these teams, and then the regular season wraps up on September the 28th. So you got about 5 to 6 weeks of, 6 to 7 weeks make it of actual play of games, and you get a couple weeks to start the season, and boom, you're right back on, and we got another offsides. This one will be on the Eagles. Their 4th of the contest. Billups called for offsides, much to his dismay. and you kind of look at how quickly the season goes again. You get things going, and right when you turn the calendar over to August, and then you're in mid-August and you're playing your first game, whether it's a conference or a non-conference game, and then boom, before you get to October, for half the EDC, this season is done tonight with Grand Forks Central, with Fargo South, and 2 of the 3 of West Fargo, North, or Shanley. The other squads of Davies, Cheyenne, Red River, and then either West Fargo, North, or Shanley will advance again to that state tournament, but that's already going to be next week, a week from Thursday on October the 7th. So a time here for the squads that are going to make the state tournament, able to kind of rest up, get some bumps and bruises taken care of, then get ready for state as you get that time off. Talking with some coaches, going through the grind of playing on a Tuesday, Thursday, day off Wednesday more of a recovery day, trying to get your players to play a couple as Fargo South handles this one in. Bruins at the top of the goal box, and nice job by the Eagles defense to get that one out of trouble. 2 minutes left to play here in the first half. The Eagles quickly go on the other side. Billups trying to track this one down, but Coleman is there. But as we mentioned, sometimes it doesn't happen too often. More of a non-conference on a Saturday if you can get that on your schedule. But some of these teams will play Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday once or twice throughout the week. But mostly it's Tuesday and Thursday games. Kind of rest up over the weekend. Try to fix what you can fix on the practice field on the pitch. As Hadanovich comes with this one. Hadanovich now in the box. Hadanovich, he gets the cross off, and this one comes in and a goal. Hadanovich gets the assist, and Fargo Davies gets their second goal of the match with 83 seconds left to play here in half number 1. As that one comes in here for the Eagles. Trying to just look at the number for a moment here, as the numbers on the front are a little bit tough to read at particular times. As that one's going to be with Jones. So Hadanovich gets the assist, and Jones gets the second goal of the night with 1:23 left to play here in this first half. Hadanovich, again, we've seen it from goal number 1 where Coleman was able to make the block. That one just a well-executed cross in. He kind of put the goaltender Coleman in no man's land, and Fargo Davies gets that second goal that they've been hunting down in the last 20 minutes of play as they lead it now 2-0, and they're looking for another goal here with 70 seconds left to play. Here comes Fargo Davies. We'll see if they get another cross. They do. They leave it up. That's Hadanovich. Winds, deals, and delivers. Hadanovich gets the third goal of the game for Fargo Davies as the Eagles now lead at 3-0 with 57 seconds left here in this first half. So Hadanovich gets the assist, and then just seconds later gets the goal. 24 seconds to be exact later, and Fargo Davies now has ballooned this game up to a 3-0 advantage here in this second half. Fargo South on senior night sits to get this one away, as the Bruins will handle it in the back. But as we mentioned for Fargo Davies, you just kind of see it there. The speed that they have, guys that kind of know where each other is on the field, able to leave that one back to where Hadanovich, where that one was pretty much right at the goal line, able to leave it back to Hadanovich up top in the box, and he knew exactly what to do with that one. As Larson will try to track this one down as it goes back to Nunez with 25 seconds left to play here in this first half, as Nunez gives it a good boot down the field. This will come down, and Fargo Davies on the far side with Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence handles it there. Just leaves it in the back. 10 seconds now left to play. We'll see if Fargo Davies tries to get a quick cross off, or if this one will just end this first half. Now down to 5. Eagles will handle it there, and that's pretty much how we're going to wrap it up as Jock gets the steal. But after 40 minutes of play here from Fargo South High School at the half, it's Fargo Davies 3. The Fargo South Bruins scoreless. Our halftime show is coming up next, thanks in part to 3 different Eagles to score a goal as they lead at 3-0 after 40 minutes of play here on your live event. Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
As we're back here at Fargo South High School, it's Fargo Davies 3, Fargo South 0 after the opening 40 minutes. Mook and DC started the scoring with 22-20 left to play in the first half with the goal. Then Savvy Jones got the goal with 83 seconds left to play before the half. Adanovich with the assist, and less than 30 seconds later, Adanovich buried one with 57 seconds left to play in the first half to make it 3-0 Fargo Davies here in this first half of play. Neither team with a yellow or a red card. Fargo Davies so far with 3 corners. Fargo South currently with 1 right now for some of the stats in this one. Let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard in the WDA. One step closer to finding out the 4 teams from the West to make the state tournament. In soccer playing games earlier today out in the Western Dakota Association, the number 5 seed Jamestown gets by the number 8 seed Williston Coyotes. Blue Jays 2, Coyotes scoreless in that contest. And then the number 6 seed Dickinson defeats number 7 seed Mandan in overtime, 2-1. Dickinson earns the win. So on Saturday for state qualifying matches, the 3 seed Bismarck Century will go up against the number 6 seed Dickinson. Number 4 seed Bismarck Legacy squares off with number 5 seed Jamestown. 2 teams we know that's making the state from the West again, Minot High and Bismarck. That WDA championship game will get underway at 4 p.m. Jamestown High School, Thursday, October the 7th. That is the state tournament at noon. It'll be Minot or Bismarck High, the number 1 seed from the West, going up against the 4 seed from the East, North, Shanley, or West Fargo. Again, North and Shanley playing right now at Sitsichi. West Fargo needs a win, and they're in to the state tournament, barring what happens with North and Shanley. The Packers need to win, then they need a Spartans and Deacons draw. If North or Shanley wins, they will make the state tournament. The number 2 seed from the East is Red River. They'll play at 2:15 against the 3 seed from the West. The number 1 seed from the East, Fargo Davies, they'll go up against the number 4 seed from the West at 4:30 a week from Thursday. And then at 6:45, it's Minot or Bismarck High. The number 2 seed from the West going up against the number 3 seed from the East. in West Fargo, Cheyenne. So it was a look at your WDA soccer tournament and what the state tournament's going to bring again a week from Thursday. At the half right now, it's Fargo Davies 3, Fargo South scoreless. Take a timeout. We're back after this with our second half on senior night for Fargo South High here on your live event.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with Your Live Event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
As we're getting ready to get going here in the second half, Fargo Davies takes a 3-0 advantage after the opening 40 minutes of play. As we continue on our scoreboard, other matches in the East, Fargo North and Shanley currently at the half. It's scoreless between the Spartans and the Deacons, so West Fargo will gladly take that opening 40 minutes as they're scoring off with Grand Forks Central, and they'll want to continue that result. But again, Fargo North and Fargo Shanley currently scoreless at the half. from Sid Cichy Stadium. So the Packers, they need that to stay the same. Just win. It doesn't matter by how much. Just have one more goal than Grand Forks Central, and the Packers would sneak in as that number 4 seed entering the state tournament. So there is a little of intrigue on the final day here of the regular season, but not to the point of where if Team A wins and Team B wins, then you have to look at some particular when it comes to tiebreakers or head-to-head. The one thing with North and Shanley earlier this year, ironically, they played 80 minutes of soccer earlier in the season. They tied at 2-2, and now they played 40 minutes of soccer here, and they're tied at 0-0 between North and Shanley again at the half. So we'll continue to keep you comprised of what's going on through the EDC. Then hopefully by the end of our broadcast tonight, we'll find out who the top 4 teams are going to the state tournament a week from Thursday again at Jamestown High School. Crazy to think, over the years, sometimes you get to October, you might see snow on the field. You have to bring out your shovels and kind of snow, make sure that you get that taken care of. You would not have any reckoning that we'd be in the North Dakota or the Midwest in terms of what this feels like on, again, September the 28th. A great day to be outside, enjoy maybe that one last barbecue, that one last grill out, or enjoy what a soccer match is here tonight. You can come out in shorts and a T-shirt, bring a little hoodie for later, but for the most part, a very pleasant season here for boys soccer in the Red River Valley. Not too many games that you had to bring your gloves, your jacket to for what this game has represented. Fargo South, taking a look at their roster, a handful of seniors. Magan Jock, you have also Philemon, a senior. You have Ahmed, a senior. Rai is a senior. Sang Lean is a senior. And Hung Dang is a senior as well here for the Bruins. So a handful of Bruins were honored with a couple of their managers before the game tonight here for senior night as we get ready for 40 more minutes of soccer. Again, if Fargo South able to come back and tie this one up, there is no extra time in regular season play in high school boys soccer for Fargo Davies. What they're trying to do is go unscathed throughout the regular season and not pick up anything in that loss column again. 12 wins, 0 losses, and 2 ties this year for Fargo Davies. One of those ties, a 1-1 game at West Fargo Cheyenne way back on August the 26th, a month ago. And then you have a 2-2 draw against Red River and Grand Forks against the Rough Riders a week ago here tonight. For Fargo South on the opposite side, they've lost 7 straight contests. And last time South won was against Fargo North, 2-1 on September the 2nd, as notching a couple of goals in that game for Fargo South was the junior forward and Charlie Larson. For Fargo Davies right now, Hadanovic tries to slip that one past the goaltender in Coleman. And then Hadanovic goes for a little bit of a tumble as this one will come out, and we'll have a whistle that'll go out to the outside here. And Fargo Davies gets this one ready to go in Charlie Metzger. As Metzger throws it in, this one goes over the Fargo South defenseman's head and goes right back to Coleman. The ball's loose, and it's a goal! Fargo Davies scores their 4th goal of this contest, and this one comes with Dylan Pritchard with 38:33 left to play here in the second half. So Pritchard able to get that goal, and for Fargo South now down 4-0. A 38:32 left to play. Pritchard gets his first goal of the game, so 4 different Eagles again have scored here tonight. Mukandisi, Jones, Hadanovic, and Pritchard here for the Eagles as they lead it 4-0. Now the most goals that Fargo Davies has scored in a match on the season is 5 with the West Fargo Packers on August the 19th. This is at least the 4th time this year that they've had at least 4 or more goals here on the season, as the Bruins right now will make a substitution as checking out of the contest here for Fargo South for a moment. It'll be Philemon for Fargo South. They're coming back in Murr. And the Bruins will handle it up top. This is with Pasquale Smith. Fargo South in the back. They leave it up the middle. Hadanovic is there. Hadanovic just is like a hawk. He just seems to be everywhere, knows where to be with it. Here's Fargo Davies now as they handle it in the box. That's with Savvy Jones. Cross comes across. Fargo Davies, and we're going to have potentially our first card of the night. And if this one will be, looks like to be on Fargo South with 37:45 left to play here in regulation. And have not have yet had a card here tonight, and we might actually get a handball, and this one could potentially be a PK upcoming opportunity here for Fargo Davies. And it is. So it's going to be a handball, and for Fargo Davies coming on to put this one in is going to be Patrick Lawrence, the junior midfielder. As Lawrence will have a chance to make it 5-0 now. Fargo Davies here early in this second half. Coleman the goaltender. Lawrence comes on, and Coleman gets the original save, but then Lawrence punches it through. Coleman gets this save to start, but then Lawrence, kind of like a follow-through in basketball, just kept with it, gets the goal. It's now 5-0 Davies. 5 different Eagles, again, have officially scored. This one comes at the 37:44 mark of this second half. And Fargo Davies leads at 5-0. So this one looks like to be Fargo Davies will go away victorious and go unscathed again in the regular season with just 2 ties, no losses and a win. Fargo South, with this result, they would finish the year 2-11-1 on the season here for the Bruins. As you start taking a look a little bit ahead to 2022, a number of juniors with Zimmerman, Shambach, Holman coming back alongside with Smith. You have Larson up there. Charlie Larson as well with Sam Larson. A couple of freshmen and some guys who are 8th graders getting an opportunity to play junior varsity, and a little bit of varsity will be coming back as well here for the Bruins. This one, though, right now, all Fargo Davies as the Eagles are trying to add another as they smell blood in the water. This one comes across. Eagles with it to the middle. Here comes Jones, and Jones unwinds and scores another goal. Savvy Jones for the second time tonight. It's now 6-0 Eagles. Jones with 36:23 left to play scores the goal. It's now 6-0 Davies. If you go back to the final 83 seconds of the first half and the opening 4 minutes of this second half, the Eagles have scored 5 goals in about 5.5 minutes of play, as they lead at 6-0 now here for the Eagles. As McGill will come on, as this one comes to the middle. Fargo Davies able to head that one down, and we're going to have a whistle blown on the far side here. As they look across the way, maybe substitution came on a little bit too late, or they will allow the sub to come on. As they'll rehandle this one. Fargo Davies right now, a squad that looks like a team on a mission again, trying to earn their first state title in program history. They've been the bridesmaid, but never the bride. That old saying, 3 state runners-up in 2017, 2018, 2019. Be their 5th consecutive season of making the state tournament from 2017 to this year. As the officials are having a conference call on the far side, it's 6-0 right now with 35:07 left to play here in this half. As right now you're having a coach from Fargo South coming on, wanting to have a couple of words with our head official. Just a reminder, your live event upcoming tomorrow night, or make that a Thursday night. You're going to have Fargo South and Fargo Davies and EDC volleyball. That one should be a good one. Both teams right smack dab in the middle of EDC play. The Bruins trying to get a leg up on Fargo Davies after the Eagles won against the Bruins at the Bruin Den earlier this month in EDC volleyball. That one will be on Thursday night. Also on Thursday night, we'll have Fargo Shanley against Bismarck Century in AA football from the Community Bowl in Bismarck. That game going to kick off at 6:30. For Fargo South right now, trying to put one in the back of the net for themselves, particularly a senior here on their night, on senior night. For Fargo Davies, they leave it in the back with Metzger. Larson's there. Larson puts one on goal, and it hits the cross. It got over Nunez and hit the crossbar. This one goes out, and this will be last touch from Fargo Davies. But Larson put some wicked spin on that one, and Nunez kind of froze for a second, jumped up, tried to get there, but then it hit the crossbar. Good shot there by Larson to give Nunez a little something to handle early on in the second half. 34 minutes left to play in the final EDC regular season match for both these teams here in 2021. This one gets thrown in and then taken out of some pressure. Fargo Davies, they leave it up the far side. The Eagles, here they come quickly. This one with Jones. Jones on the cross. Hits the back of a Bruin. Now it comes to the near side here for the Eagles. Jones, this one comes to the middle. That shot away there from Dylan Pritchard. And Fargo South will see a substitution coming here for the Eagles. As you mentioned, against Fargo Davies, a squad that you just kind of feel like how much pressure do you want to put on the front end, but also how much can that pressure do you still continue to receive from a defensive side before one or two things start to break, one or two things start to kind of come down. And Fargo Davies, that old adage, goals come in pairs. Well, they come in triplets as well in this second half. Fargo Davies scored 3 goals in 2 minutes and 9 seconds of each other, all from a different Eagle as well. This one comes down. We have a whistle on Fargo Davies, as we'll have a free kick here for Fargo South. 33 minutes left to play here in the EDC regular season. 6-0 Davies again against Fargo South in this one. Here comes a free kick. Up to the box, headed down. But goes potentially here for a corner. Can the Eagles get there? They do. They kick that one out of play, so it won't be a corner. Instead, we'll just have a long throw here for Fargo South. For the Bruins, this one is not how you want to finish, regardless of what your record is for your final game of the 2021 season here. But Fargo Davies, again, showing you the reason why that they are been the team to beat here in the EDC from wire to wire. The Eagles right now, they leave it off in the back. Mukandisi is there. This one comes to the near side and bringing that one up. That looks to be Byswinger. Looking for a run. Here comes the run by Billups. Billups with it up the far side. Crosses that one in. Coleman's there with the save. Good sprawling attempt there by Coleman, as he has been a busy man tonight. If you just kind of take a look at players of the game, Coleman has seen a lot of goals in front of him, but also he's seen a lot of shots that have been in front of him. He's made a number of saves. Had to go up against a PK on one as well, and we'll have a whistle coming here and a foul on Fargo Davies, as Fargo South will handle this one. And then they'll have a free kick as Fargo South will see if they can put some more pressure on Nunez. Just a little while ago, again, Larson still ringing off the crossbar with that shot from his left-hand side. This one comes in, and Nunez sees that one sail out of play, as we'll have a goal kick upcoming for the Eagles. Reggie Funk running camera. Chase Miller with you here on this Tuesday night, a warm Tuesday of September the 28th. And this series has gone the way of Fargo Davies as of late. And again, some of the history between these two teams. Fargo Davies a year removed from an 8-6-1 season, and now they're trying to remain unbeaten. Fargo South, a squad that went 2-8-4 from a year ago and failed to make the state tournament. They will fail to do so for just the 4th time in program history since it was sanctioned in 1995. Again, when you look at the history of high school soccer in the state of North Dakota, Fargo South is kind of the shining example from the 90s to the early 2000s and the decade of 2010. And lately, it's been Bismarck Century and Bismarck High. So take a look at some of the previous state tournament winners. Bismarck Century in 2020, Bismarck High won 3-0 over Davies in 2019. The last time an East team won it, a couple years ago, 2018, West Fargo blanked Davies 1-0. McGill gets into the box. McGill lost it for a moment. This one is still free. This will go out, and we'll have a corner upcoming for Fargo South. Bruins get their first corner of this second half of play. Under 30 minutes to play in regulation, as Fargo South is ready to kick this one in. And we'll see if they go short or if they're able to get this one coming across the side. For Fargo South as they get this one ready. Here comes the right foot of line drive boot. This one crosses. This one underneath and almost got the deflection. Nunez is there. Fargo South just kind of saucered that one in from a goal puck, and they almost got in front of the goaltender there in Nunez to get the ricochet. Instead, Nunez still has the perfect goose egg on the shutout there on the scoreboard. This one goes back to Nunez. Good-looking ball, though, then by Shambaugh there for Fargo South. A low line drive that just kind of went across. No one able to get there for Davies. The Bruins were the first team to be there for a second. Fargo Davies will handle this one in the middle with Pritchard. Pritchard leaves it up. As now comes near side to Metzger. Metzger to the middle. Fargo South trying to clear that one away. They do for a moment. Pasquale Smith handled it for a second. Now back to Charlie Larson. Smith tries to get the tackle as he's continuing with it here for Fargo Davies now. This one will be Smith. And that one will come out, and they'll be up the deflection, and it goes to Fargo South. Still to come on our post-game show. We'll let you know as much as we get to that point with North and Shanley. If that game is still playing, we'll give you an update there between the Spartans and the Deacons. Also, we'll let you know what happened once we get a final in that one with West Fargo and Grand Forks Central. Those three teams in the West Fargo Packers, Shanley Deacons, and Fargo North Spartans battling for that final spot in the state tournament from the East. We'll recap what happened in this one, 3-0 at the half. We'll go over the second half goals and let you know what the EDC regular season wraps up. We'll put a cherry on 2021 on top, and then we'll get you set for the postseason here. The WDA. Recap what happened in the playing games from earlier today, what Saturday, October the 2nd, looks like with 3 matches, the championship match and 2 state qualifying matches still to come out west. So if you're in the East and you want a chance to kind of scout your opposition, you might make the trek to Mandan here on Saturday. Saturday also a busy day of college football up and down the Red River Valley, north and on the north side of the state in Grand Forks with North Dakota State and UND. First time in nearly 20 years that NDSU has revisited the Alaris Center for college football on Saturday. So a lot of stuff to get to throughout the rest of the week. But first things first, we'll find out what the final score of this one will be as the Bruins right now continue to play a little D on this Fargo Davies slot of the midfielders and the forwards as they continue to add on some pressure. And that one going to come out, and it's going to be a corner here for the Eagles. If you're just joining us, Fargo Davies again with 3 goals in the first half. 2 of them came with under 83 seconds left to play before it went to the half. And you kind of feel like that third one might have changed momentum. You give up 1 late, but 2 late. Fargo Davies just kind of took that one on the back a little bit more and added to it early in the second half. Here comes the kick. That's going to hit off the crossbar and be playing actually off the goalpost here at Fargo South High. As you see the soccer goal right underneath the field goal post when it comes to football, and it'll be a goal kick upcoming here for the Bruins. This one will come up short to the far side. Handling that one will be Rye for a moment. Now it comes to the middle for the Bruins to Jock. Jock will handle this. This one kind of ricocheted off for a moment. You have Sam Larson. Now quickly up the other end is trying to get there is McGill. Nunez comes out way out of his goal. Fargo South is there as they try to head it down and maybe thought about a quick goal on. It goes to Larson. Larson to the middle. And this one comes up. McGill's there. McGill gets inside the box, then cleared away, and Fargo South should handle the corner as they do. Nice run and putting some pressure there by McGill up top. Nunez came well outside of the normal area that you would see a goaltender to come out and kind of play that one. And now you're going to see the Bruins putting this one in as we have a quick substitution here for Fargo. Davies. Here comes the kick, low line drive kick that'll come on through. Fargo. Davies able to clear as the Eagles bring some fresh faces. Richmond I will check in, a senior forward. As the Bruins able to get this one down, this one will be ricocheted out of play, and another corner upcoming here for Fargo South. Their third of this second half and their fourth of the contest. As the Bruins come on for the corner. Looks to be Larson. Here comes a knuckleballer in, and then Nunez gets the save. Kind of hit the high shoulder and came over the bar again after Nunez gets the same. Dawson Rye was there after the kick by Larson. So same thing where he kind of wanted to hit him just right outside that goal box there, 6 yards out. Larson back on. Here comes a low line drive. McGill is there. The Bruins trying to get the possession. Instead, it goes to Fargo. Davies and the Eagles now have numbers. And they'll just see that one go on the far side and smartly just out of play, but slowing it down here for Fargo South, able to get back and regroup defensively. 23 minutes to play here in this second half, nearly 60 minutes into our 80-minute contest in EDC boys soccer. Davies up front. This one comes into the box. Cross a goal and an opportunity here for the Eagles. That one almost came with Richmond I. Now it's going to be with Phillips. That one crosses away. Then it goes to Mukandisi. Mukandisi with it right now, putting on a little dribbling expo. Mukandisi handles it, puts a shot on, and Coleman is there with the save. Coleman, he has earned his lunch pail, if you call it. Very workmanlike game and goal for the Fargo South Bruins. This one gets kicked off to midfield at the Bruin paw. Fargo South keeps that one down. Now it goes to Rye up the far side. Fargo South looking for Jock as they try to handle that one. For Fargo Davies, they kick it up the field as they're looking for I again. That one goes out of play. This will be to Fargo Davies, trying to get Richmond, the senior, a goal here for the Eagles the last couple minutes. Fargo South, a squad again that just you kind of look over at the two benches in terms of what you see, and you just see one bench that has a number of players and kind of the embarrassment of riches, and another one that's been a little bit of thin this year. Coleman comes up, plays that one. Billups is almost there to try to ricochet that one in, and for Fargo South, you just don't have as many options or the tools in your tool chest as what Fargo Davies has here in 2021. As the Eagles bring that one back, and Nunez is there. And Nunez will just have a low line drive kick that goes to midfield. This one headed on. Now it comes down to Mukandisi. Mukandisi, see if he crosses, instead leaves it back here as the Eagles will bring it back to Nunez. Nunez leaves it up the far side. Now it comes to the middle. Mukandisi. Mukandisi with the dribbling. Trying to look as he goes off the official. Mukandisi crossing over right to left, coming through. Hits one really hard as it goes off of Fargo South Bruin as he was kind of looking there for Grun. And now this one goes the other way, and Coleman will just see that one come out. We have a substitution coming in here for the Fargo South Bruins. Crazy to think, though, again, we've already named a state champion in girls golf in North Dakota in Class B. Heart River wins from Kindred, and the individualist medal was Avery Bartels. So we're already starting talking state tournaments. Again, soccer not far away, postseason football a couple of weeks away, and then a little over a month from now until we get to high school volleyball and kind of put a bow on the fall-winter season. They get ready for hockey, basketball, wrestling all in the winter. This one going to be headed down. Billups is there for Fargo Davies. Leaves it, and then that one goes off, and they'll say of the Eagles. This one comes up the other side. Fargo South will handle this one for a moment with Larson. Larson trying to get the crossover, can't. Larson then just smartly taps it off the Eagle defender. As they'll have the throw here for Fargo South. 19 minutes to play in regulation. The Eagles again will go unbeaten in the regular season with this result. This one comes down in the box. Fargo South tries to get the goal, and it's in. Fargo South gets the goal, but we might have a whistle that negates it here, and that's kind of what it looks like. Fargo South trying to get their first goal of this match. That gets taken away. Goal that came there by Mohammed Ahmed. Instead, it's going to be a foul on the Bruins, and it'll still continue to be a shutout here for Fargo Davies as they flick it up the field. And the offside call there on Fargo South. Unfortunate as they got past Nunez for the first time tonight. As now Fargo Davies will throw this one in. In the back is Fargo Davies with Gavin Griggs up the floor. Trying to get the shot off there. Sneaky play by the Eagles. And Grung. As it's 18 minutes left here in regulation. Soccer match that started right at 7 o'clock here tonight. Soccer, you kind of know what you get compared to like volleyball. Volleyball might be 50 minutes, might be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. High school football kind of depends on if you get two teams that like to run the ball a lot or if you get a couple of squads that like to throw, makes the game a little bit longer or shorter. Soccer, though, unless you get a major injury or a penalty, as the Bruins, again, putting some pressure on here, and Fargo Davies just has to see that one go over, and Nunez kind of looks at his defense right now. And we'll have another corner here for Fargo South, their fourth of the second half. But soccer, you kind of know what you're going to get. Running time, 40 minutes, unless there's, again, an injury or someone gets a card or there's one or two words being spoken between an official, a player, or possibly even a coach. I know it's going to be roughly around hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half with that running time, as the Eagles will come on to try to defend this corner kick from the Fargo South Bruins. Fargo South had some pretty good corners and some opportunities here. This one goes far post, headed down, and Fargo Davies will see if they can take that one out, and they do. They're going to play advantage for a moment. We might get a foul here on the back end, and we do. We do get the foul here all the way back as they try to play advantage. As taken down was Griggs for a moment. 16 minutes to play here in this contest. Fargo Davies with 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second. Leading the way is Savvy Jones with 2 of them. Lawrence, Pritchard, Hadanovich, and Mukandisi all have 1 added on here for the Eagles. So a well-balanced diet for Ian Castillo and the Fargo Davies Eagles here tonight. As this one goes out of play. And for Fargo South, they'll handle it up the far sideline here. As the Bruins will toss this one in. This one comes down. Ahmed trying to get that, and he's going to get called for the foul here, as Fargo Davies will handle it on a free kick. And won't waste too much time as they get this one up the far side of the field, and Rye is there for Fargo South. The Bruins then keep this one in the middle as the Eagles bring in some new players into this contest. This one gets flipped up the field. Fargo South trying to chase that one down is Philemon, and we're going to have this one comes out. I think we might get a foul here on the Bruins. Connor Dunn, the official, up the near side. Calling it out, and there's our first yellow of the game here for either club. This comes at the 15-10 mark of this second half. With the yellow card, Gabriashus Philemon picks it up here for Fargo South. Again, the final boys soccer game of the regular season here tonight, as the Eagles are getting ready, as Philemon will have to check out. This will allow us an opportunity here to take a look at the match featuring Fargo Shanley and Fargo North and boys soccer right now. After a scoreless first period, or first half, Fargo Shanley now leads it 3-2 over Fargo North with 23 minutes left to play in regulation. Again, Fargo Shanley 3, Fargo North 2 with 22 minutes left to play in regulation. If that score holds, Shanley would advance to the state tournament. But talk about goals coming in bunches. Fargo Davies again scored 3 goals in the second half in literally 2.5 minutes of each other, but in the opening 3:30 of this second frame, Shanley and North were scoreless after 1, and then 5 goals in 18 minutes. Let's find the back of the net. Kind of find that old cookie in the cookie jar that you thought wasn't there, and you maybe get one more snack or one more dessert. 14 minutes left to play here in regulation. Lights shine a little brighter right now on this Tuesday night, as it's become completely black behind us, darker than a stack of black cats, as you might say, with a light comes on here at Fargo South High School. Nunez back in the play, headed away here as it goes to Fargo Davies. The Eagles, again, will play in the state quarterfinals at 4:30 on Thursday, October the 7th. They'll wait for their opponent, the 4th seed from the West. Depending on the higher seeds and who's left, Bismarck, Century, Dickinson, Legacy, or Jamestown will be the Eagles' first-round opponent. And actually, it won't be Century. Century is the 3 seed, so it'll either be Legacy, Jamestown, or Dickinson, barring the outcome of that Century-Dickinson game. If Century wins, then Davies would either play Bismarck, Legacy, or Jamestown in the opening round at 4:30, again a week from today at Jamestown High School. Fargo Davies trying to get the shutout here. Fargo South trying to get their first goal for the first time since the early part of September. Fargo Davies this season, they shut out West Fargo, they've shut out North. Shutout win over Central, shutout North a second time, and they shut out West Fargo Cheyenne. So this would be the 6th shutout if this can hold for the season for the Eagles. With it is I handles it, and this one gets kicked out of play by Dawson Rye, and Fargo Davies will earn the corner, their second of this second half. Mustafa Abode will come on and get ready to kick this one here for the Eagles. Seen Fargo Davies a number of times this season just go short. This one will go long. Here comes the kick, and the miss hit on the cross there by Grung will go over the crossbar, and a chance for Coleman to have the goal kick here. 6-0 Fargo Davies with 12 minutes to play in regulation. As Coleman will come on here for Fargo South, he'll kick that one short. Bruins will handle this one in the middle with Dawson Rye quickly up the other side. Now at midfield, and we do have a official with the foul as it goes to Fargo South. Sam Larson will leave it off here as the Bruins will come on for the free kick. This one comes into the box, and Nunez is able to see it, splits a pair of Bruins, and goes down the turf. Jock was there alongside with Ahmed, and Nunez just comes out apropos, able to get that one down and kill some more time. 11:30 left to play here in regulation. Fargo South at the far side, they just leave it to the far end. Fargo Davies kicks this one up the far side. Now Rye was there. Brought it, able to get that one. They get the foul on Fargo Davies as possession now changes to Fargo South. Fargo Davies end over end kick. This one comes down and Fargo South to the near side here. Trying to get that one for a second was Jamon Rye. There's Phillips. Phillips sees Rye and Jamon's able to take it back. Then Phillips trying to use his muscle, and there will be a foul here on the aforementioned Kane Phillips, the senior defenseman. So that one will go against him as Fargo South right now will handle this one. Sam Larson on a kick. This one comes down to the middle as the Eagles right now lose it for a moment. Fargo South leaves it to the back to Larson for a second. Now all the way back here for Fargo South with Shambaugh. To the middle, they just poke it up top. Under 10 minutes to play now here in regulation. This one gets headed away from Fargo Davies on the back end. There's Phillips trying to get a little box out and a clear. Phillips just to the near side here for the Eagles. And the ball continues to stay in the field of play. Fargo South just gives that one down the far side as they're looking again for Charlie Larson. And that one goes out, and it will go to a corner here for Fargo South. Fifth corner of this second half for the Bruins. See if Larson does the honors or if he'll make way to a teammate. As Larson does make way to Drew Shambaugh with 9:20 left to play here in regulation. Fargo Davies again looking for their fifth shutout of the year. This one a low line drive, a bullet, and clearing it out of some danger as this goes all the way back to Product Bry. Here comes a low line drive kick. Nunez is there, and Nunez continues to handle the shutout for Fargo Davies. Most scored goals on the season for Fargo Davies again at 6. The most they scored before this was 5 against West Fargo back on August the 19th, and a 5-0 win for the Eagles. With this result for Fargo Davies, they've outscored their opposition 42-10, and the Eagles are trying to add on to that here this season. Coleman just clears that one away out of some trouble as it goes to the Fargo Davies bench. And right now, Fargo Davies will look to throw this one in as they do to the far side, and we're going to have a foul here as this will be on Fargo South, and the Eagles will handle it back. As Fargo South will come on and get ready to make a couple of substitutions here late in this one. As they'll come out and be ready for a free kick for Fargo Davies. As the Bruins try to make a little bit of a wall here. Be 10 yards away. And they'll get ready for this one as this goes end over end inside and headed out of danger by Fargo South, Drew Shambaugh, the junior midfielder. Here comes a shot on goal. Coleman's there. Another shot. Coleman gets the save after Grung was trying to get the ricochet. We've seen that a couple of times tonight where Coleman gets the initial save but can't just bear hug it and bring it back to his chest. Instead leaves a little bit of room, and Fargo Davies twice has been able to score goals off that. You have the PK kick off the goal there with Lawrence, and then also Fargo Davies scored their first goal with Mukandisi with that one with Jones after the assist from Hadanovic. 7 minutes exactly left to play in this one. Fargo South battling forward at midfield. This one gets punched in, and Nunez will see that one go all the way back to the right-hand side. Mustafa Abode able to be there for the Eagles. Mustafa up the near side. Leaves it through the middle, looking for Billups. Now it's with Fargo South for a moment with Sam Larson. Larson dribbling through, puts a shot on this. A one-hopper. Nunez has to dive to his right, and that one comes up with the save for Nunez. But good-looking shot there by the junior midfielder in Larson, able to get that one hop and make Nunez have to dive down to the ground to get that one. Larson then gets the header up the floor, or up the field, with 6:15 left in the second half. This kick goes across and might get the substitution here, and there it is. There comes the substitution here as Fargo South will make 4 subs. Opportunity to get some new faces on, bring a couple of the players off here, and a chance to give some of these players like Megan Jock a little bit of a round of ovation. A senior here checking out, as well as a mid senior as well. Charlie Larson, a junior, he'll check out. You get some handshakes, a couple of hugs up the far side of the field here as some new players will check in now for Fargo South to get some of the seniors off, give them an opportunity to get recognized here by the home crowd at Fargo South High School. Squad and the Bruins again, as you kind of take a look to next year. They're going to have some pieces coming back, but it'll just be a matter, again, that youth by the Bruins, and can they continue to bring this program along the way with some of these juniors that'll be seniors and sophomores to juniors next year. As you take a look at the class, a number of juniors hopefully will be back next season for the Fargo South Bruins as seniors. One of those, again, Charlie Larson, really good-looking junior forward. Also the goaltender there in Coleman, also a junior. So as you say in baseball, you got to start things up the middle with a catcher, with the shortstop, second baseman, center fielder. Same thing in soccer. If you can be pretty good up the spine of your team, you're going to feel like you have an opportunity to win some games and try to get back to at least a state tournament here in North Dakota. 4:40 left to play in this one. We know the outcome will be a win for Fargo Davies. Here comes the free kick. Just a matter of will it be a shutout, as Fargo South in the last 10 minutes has made Nunez work for that goose egg on the scoreboard right now. As with it as I lose it for a moment. Then to Mustafa. This one comes up. Fargo South will handle it in the middle. Philemon trying to get the cross through. Fargo Davies is there. Eagles able to get it a little bit away from trouble, but it goes right back to Fargo South. Shambaugh. This one gets headed up by Fargo Davies. Not once but twice. And then leaving that one down is going to be Abode. The Bruins able to get that one through for a moment as it comes back up to Smith. Smith now leaves it off. The Eagles going the other way. Fargo South is there on the back end with Rye. Brought it. A senior here for the Bruins. This one comes through, and we will have an offside on I. As we do, the flag will be up on the far side, and just over 3 minutes to play here in this one. Gives us a chance to take a look at Shanley and Fargo North again and keep you updated on that match between the Spartans and the Deacons right now. And find out who's going to earn that number 4 spot to the state tournament. Fargo Shanley leads it 4-2 over North with 13 minutes left to play. If that result holds, Fargo Shanley again would be the number 4 seed in the EDC tournament as they lead it 4-2 over the Fargo North Spartans. That game again was scoreless at the half. Fargo Davies up the far side here as they come through the middle on this dribbling by Grung. Now comes through on a little hit. Fargo South to the near side as this one just gets crossed through by Drew Shambaugh. Junior as well will be coming back next season here for the Bruins. And then it goes to Grung. Grung directing traffic, looking for I. I tries to get through, has a chance. The Bruins then get back. Coleman clears with 2:25 left to play here in the second half. Fargo South will handle this one on the far side as looks to be Caleb Nissen. As the Bruins will throw it back in at the 2-minute mark here of this second half. As this one comes up and through, trying to get headed down for a moment. And then this one just gets kicked high up into the sky and comes down. As it comes down to the middle, and Fargo South for a moment handle it with Jamon Rye. Now it comes down to Miguel. Miguel up the far side here for the Bruins. This one comes down. Kicked out of play. Now with 90 seconds left to play, Fargo Davies again will improve to 13-0-2 on the season, 12-0-2 in conference play with this result. For Fargo South, they'll finish the year 3-10-1 on the season here for the Fargo South Bruins, as they will go into the offseason. And for some of these students, a chance to start taking a look at their winter or spring sport activities. Again, soccer, a sport that gets done fairly early compared to some of the others in terms of a regular season in the state of North Dakota. For Fargo Davies, a squad that will still have at least a week and a half left on their regular season, as they will play into the state tournament in Jamestown. Just a matter of, can they find themselves on Saturday, October the 9th, playing in the state championship game, and more importantly, trying to get that first championship in program history. Been runner-up 3 times in a decade in a program, what started after Fargo South and Davies split from the high school, but they just haven't been able to put anything of a complete season together in terms of raising a banner or winning a state championship. Still a quality program, quality coaches with players as well, but a team that just hasn't been able to win that big game yet at the end of the year. 10 seconds remaining here in regulation. Fargo South trying to get this one through to try to find another soccer ball. They can't, as the horn is going to go here as they throw it back in. And a final, Fargo Davies wins this one 6-0. 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second. They shut out Fargo South for their 5th shutout of the night. And for Fargo Davies, they win it by a final of 6-0. We're back with our post-game show after this and keep you apprised of what's going on with Fargo North and Fargo Shanley as well before we sign off. Again, your final, Fargo Davies 6, Fargo South scoreless here on your live event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsboro, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
As we're back here on our post-game show, a final again, Fargo Davies 6-0 over Fargo South. Fargo Davies with 2 goals from Savvy Jones. You have 1 from Lawrence, 1 from Pritchard, 1 from Hadanovich, and 1 from Mukandisi. Mukandisi started the scoring effort for the Eagles with 22:20 left to play in the first half. And then a Savvy Jones goal with 1:23 left to play in the first. Hadanovich had the cross, and literally 30 seconds later, Hadanovich gets the goal by himself as well with 57 seconds left to play in the half. Pritchard gets the goal scoring early with a minute and a half into the second period, or the second stanza here. Lawrence also scores with 37:44 left in the regulation. Then Jones buries his second one with 36:23 left to play. No yellow cards or red cards for Fargo Davies, 1 for Fargo South, and then the corners were pretty even. Fargo Davies won more in the first half. They had 6 total in this contest for the Fargo South Bruins. They would finish with 7 in this contest. Fargo Davies, again, 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second. They earned their 5th shutout of the season as well, as the Eagles improved to 13-0-2 on the season, 12-0-2 in conference play, and Fargo Davies has outscored their opposition 42-10 this season. Fargo Davies will finish with 38 points in the EDC Stalker standings, and they'll be the number 1 team entering the state tournament a week from Thursday, and that'll be at 4:30 in Jamestown for Fargo Davies as they get ready for a date with the 4 seed from the West. That'll be at 4:30. Earlier today in the WDA, Jamestown won over Williston 2-0, and Dickinson won in overtime over Mandan 2-1. So Dickinson will play against Bismarck Century in a state qualifier game on Saturday against Bismarck Century. Jamestown will play in a state qualifier game against Bismarck Legacy, while Minot High and Bismarck will play in the WDA Championship at 4 o'clock on Saturday. All that will take place in Mandan. And again, an update, Fargo, Shanley, and Fargo North. Shanley leads at 4-2 with 9:40 left to play in regulation. If Shanley is able to win that contest, they will advance to the state tournament. If North, what they need 3 goals in 9 minutes. A draw does nothing for North, but they could spoil Shanley's season if they come back and score the next 2 goals. As if West Fargo wins tonight against Grand Forks Central, West Fargo would be in the state tournament. But right now, Fargo Shanley looks to be in the driver's seat. Thank you very much to Reggie Funk, our cameraman. I'm Chase Miller, repeating tonight's final from Fargo South High School in boys soccer. Fargo Davies 6, Fargo South scoreless. Make sure for upcoming Bruin Athletics or Fargo Davies Athletics, go to our website at yourliveevent.com to check it all out. We will have girls volleyball on Thursday night between the Bruins and the Eagles from Fargo Davies High School. First serve just after the 7 o'clock hour. That game will be for free right here on Your Live Event. Until Thursday, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the last couple days of September. Again, your final in a EDC Boys Soccer regular season finale. Davies 6, South scoreless.
Thank you.